Hey YouTube, untangling the essence of the truth. Okay, so evolution, is that a theory or a fact? Well, there's parts of evolution that are clearly facts. You can take a bunch of flies and breed them into flies that are immune to certain things. We obviously have pets like dogs that have been selectively bred from wolves and other wild dogs. Cats, and even sometimes those can return to the wild, be feral animals, right? And on a macro level of evolution, we even have things like mules. That's a cross between a donkey and a horse, and what you get is a really strong, ugly looking horse. Okay, so and then in the context of creation, we also have some known facts, like we can do GMO products. We can take parts of fish and embed it into a plant and make the plant immune to certain things or secrete certain things like the fish would do. And so we have the technology to create DNA and make new species even. Now, where the gap is, where the big debate is between religion and science, is how did we get here? You know, were there some space aliens that landed on Earth and left some trash behind, and from that trash grew up the amoebas and all the way to apes, and gee, did the aliens come back and take the apes and make slaves out of them and leave the humans behind? Well, we don't have enough evidence to answer those questions. We do have a book that says that's what happened. Whether you call God an alien or just a supernatural being or God, maybe even in that sense, that theory goes even further to say that God created the universe, and boy, that's infinite distance dimension, at least as far as we can see the Big Bang, which is 16 billion light years away. So as in our mortal position as human beings, it's hard for us to know those answers without some form of extra dimensional or paranormal experiences and things like that. And if you've had experiences like that, or just beyond what you can personally explain or demonstrate observably to somebody else, then you can't scientifically, rationally expect somebody else to jump on board with your personal theory. Even if it's a strongly believed in theory, something that you feel internally like to be true, to put it out to another, you can't do it. So that's why creation will always remain a theory in the eyes of agnostics and atheists, and so will evolution in the minds of creationists and religious people. And I, for one, happen to believe that the two theories fit together nicely. Like the speculation of, gee, maybe these space aliens did this and then that, and that doesn't even preclude the all-being God that theoretically created the whole universe. Do I know all those answers? Well, I have some favorite theories of my own, which rather than dump on you here and expect you to believe, I have other videos on this playlist that share some of my personal experiences, that I was raised agnostic, that a nun said to me that the agnostics shall be taught when I was little, and I didn't pay much attention to that till I was 31. Had some paranormal experiences, read 500 books and the Bible, and a lot of stuff makes a lot more sense now than it did growing up and trying to wade through all the half-baked theories that people try to push upon each other, instead of trying to constructively draw in and put the theories together. Like, for example, The Matrix, that kind of movie that has an extra, inside, outside the Matrix, and the beings outside the Matrix basically built the Matrix and put everybody else in it, or continues this alternate reality within that Matrix. Well, gee, did God do that? Merrily, 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 life is but a dream, right? Maybe we're all in the same dream together here, and maybe that dream is somehow connected to how that works. I can't explain that. I've read some good books. The Bible's the closest book to explaining everything I've ever read, but it sure doesn't stop us from breeding dogs or having mules or viruses and various bacteria and things that change all the time. And even ourselves, I mean, you know, they got those evolution charts going through apes and Neanderthals all the way to Homo sapiens, right? So I'd say that if you believe in science or you believe in religion, what you have in common is truth. In other words, if you love science, then you have to love the truth, because the truth is more important than what it is. You're looking for what that ultimate answer is, not the paycheck at the other end of the company that's paying you to do the junk science to make them money. That's junk. That's not science. And the same thing goes in the religious realm. If your job is to be a preacher at a church and make everybody believe this, you're not doing your job of trying to help people comprehend how those stories in that book could actually be true. How could God create a universe that is so big and so all-encompassing that we can send spaceships out and see so far away and put together those star maps into a picture of reality that we can comprehend? And you know what? If you can't study both of those domains and try to put them together to yourself, for yourself, you're not filling in the full picture. Okay, what if those space aliens did drop some trash, you know, 4, 5, 6 billion years ago? What if they came back 50,000 or a couple 100,000 years ago and dwiddled our DNA and made us, you know, Neanderthals and Homo sapiens? We just don't know. And to claim that somebody else's theory is invalid when you have no proof to prove that theory is invalid just makes a mockery of your own favorite theory. So if you love the truth, if you love science, if you love God, you love the truth, and the truth shall set you free, or at least open your mind to what else and how all this could fit together. And so you know, I just watched a couple videos from evolutionary theorists that are basically religion bashing. I've certainly seen my share of that from the religious circles, science bashing, and you know, that's why I did this rant, because that's obviously not where the truth is. God bless you, and love the truth, man. Find the truth, science.